Hey guys, what's going on? Triggerhappyjon here, coming at you with another Summoner's Glory video. Alright guys, so today's video we're going to be covering over the topic of runes. Now, I know a lot of you are newer to the game, even those of you who have started within the last, I would say maybe 2 to 3 weeks, you're getting a little bit more experience in the game, you're hitting your first wall, you're kind of overcoming your first wall, you're kind of trying to figure out what's going to be most beneficial to you and what you should be looking forward and trying to progress. Well, one of those things that's really going to help you with progressing your account is going to be runes. Now, at the very beginning, yeah, it's okay to take whatever runes you have and just kind of throw them on your fandom to get you by. As you can see here, I am in game. My goddess Zoe does have a certain set of runes on, and we're going to kind of go over a little bit about runes today. I am going to be doing dedicated guides on each rune set, so we're going to probably break them down into like DPS, into healing, so on and so forth. But stay tuned for those video guides. Those will probably be a little later. But today's video, we're just going to be covering runes in general, and then also kind of what stats to look for and what to keep, what not to keep. All right, so like I said, we're going to kind of go over what stats to keep, what stats not to keep. This is going to be kind of fairly simple. I believe, like, once I go over a couple of these, it's really going to click with you guys on what's going on and what you should be doing. But just in case it doesn't, feel free to ask questions and the comments. Come follow me on Twitch. You can ask comments while I'm streaming. There's tons of content creators out there for Summoner's Glory. Ask someone else. They'll be happy to help you out. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to kind of bring up here. So right here, you can see I have an HP rune. Now you'll notice the one on the right. These are all yellow stats. Now, yellow stats on either side means that they are the highest tier stats possible. So you have different roles. Now, for example, if I go over here and I go to another one, you will see that I have 2 purple stats and an orange stat. What this means is that this is the max base stat for this rune, or for in general for runes. So like if you get magic defense again on another rune, it's gonna, if it's 7%, it's gonna be yellow because it's the highest base stat for that rune. This 5% for the physical attack and magic attack, and it's purple. That means it's kind of epic. It's getting close to the top tier of the abilities. If I go down here and let's scroll all the way down here to some of my lesser runes, you will notice that we're seeing some blues. So here's a good example, guys. This is all blues. What this means is it's second to the bottom tier of stat rolls. Now, the easiest way to think of this, guys, is you have color coordination, right? Just like with your runes, you have your green runes. Well, actually, sorry, take a step back. You have your gray runes, you have your green runes, you have your blue runes, you have your purple runes, and you have your orange runes. Okay. Now, your substat rolls follow the same pattern. You have your grays, you have your greens, you have your blue, you have your purple, you have your orange. So with that being said, if you have a rune that has a few of these blues on there, that means that is min rolls. So that means as you roll up this gear, it's not going to hit the highest possible tier of the extra substat that you can get. That's what you need to keep in mind. Now, is it the end of the world that, yeah, you got a couple blue substats? It depends. It depends on where you are in the game. Like me, I've completed the story mode. I'm in game. I'm trying to figure out what the best way, fastest way to farm some of this gear and GVH, how to even do, the level 20s of the new Demon Fortress, so on and so forth. So in my case, yeah, I'm not gonna, anything that has, more than 1 or 2 blue substat, gone. Can't have that. Same thing, guys, there are some flat stats here. So you'll notice here, I went to another rune. For example, Squall is a very good set. It gives you increased crit damage here. But you will see that my base stat here is plus 3049. That is a flat stat. Same difference as a lot of other games, guys. We don't want flat stats. You want everything to scale with your Phantom's base stats. So that means right here, just like on the currently equipped one, we need to be seeing that this is a % boost, not a flat stat boost. you can still level up your flat stats and then feed them into a better rune later if you're early game. I would say though, for the general speaking, guys, if you have flat stat runes, use those as food, even if they're orange, even if they're purple, whatever the case may be, use those as food. Do not keep those, and try not to use those, guys. Let's, good practices, max efficiency. Don't use them. It's kind of a waste. So in this case, we have a flat stat. We have 3 blues. This is an instant trash piece. That's going to be used to upgrade another rune. Now, as you can see here, you can also tell that I have different amounts of abilities per rune. So that's going to lead me into the next topic about runes. Now, you'll see here, once again, we have flat stats. So this is trash, but we only have 1 substat here. Well, if you look to the rune to the left, we have all 4, right? So you will see if I kind of click around here, this one has 3 substats, 2 substats. I have seen some that have all 4. Those are usually your orange ones. Now, I don't know. I think I don't have any other that are just like, the god tier orange runes right now. So I think this is pretty much where we're going to be at for sure. Yep, sure is. But yeah, you're going to notice here, you can see the different substats that are kind of being shown. Even on orange runes, guys, you can't get the blue rolls. For the most part, keep an orange rune to purple and gold. Orange. And that will be the best benefit for you for your Phantom, in my opinion. Now, as you saw, I was clicking around. I was touching a bunch of different runes here, kind of showing it up, what substats they had on them, the color of the substats, because these are color coordinated. So please don't forget that, guys. But one thing I kind of want to point out here is that let's find one that we want to level up just a little bit, just to see what we're going to get substat wise. You don't always get all 4 of the substats. So every time you roll up a rune, you have a potential to hit a substat in one of the 4 slots. So you have a 25% chance every time you level one up to hit one of those positions. Now, it's not a guaranteed where it doesn't automatically unlock the next tier. So here's one, for example. This one has 2, right? So let's level this up 2 times. So let's come down here. We're gonna go ahead and snag a couple of these. Let's roll this up to level 6, and we'll see if that unlocks 2 substats, or if it unlocks maybe 1 substat and only actually boosts 1 other substat. So let's see what we get. Once again, I'm sacrificing all the blues because I don't need them on my account. So there we go. All right, so let's boost. And what do we get? So see here, guys, we just boosted it twice. So boosts are increments of 3. So max runes are level 15, increments of 3. That means you have a chance to boost a rune up to 5 times. 5 times, guys. So keep that in mind. As you can see here, we just boosted up to 6. So that was a boost of 2 times. We got 1 more additional substat, and we got 1 roll on speed. Now, we could keep rolling this up. We could roll this all the way up to 15 and kind of see what stats we're going to get on this. Now, you may never get a 4th stat on this rune, and that's okay. I like the way that they did this system. Mainly because if you say, for example, you get a really, really good crit rate, crit damage, speed rune, and you get super lucky and it rolls all 5 times on one of those 3 stats, right? And they're base stats, high rolls. That is a god tier rune. You're not wasting any of your additional roll-ups to proc that 4th substat. So I do like this stat. I do like the way they set this up. It is a little different. Now, something else to bear in mind, guys, let's get out of here. Let's not feed level 15 runes. That's bad. You will notice here on the right-hand side, I have 2 runes here that are both HP runes with substats of HP. Yes, you can have dupe substats of the main stat. This goes with every single one. So HP, crit rate is on here. Speed, crit rate. You can do accuracy, so on and so forth. What I recommend, guys, is pick runes and try to double up on the substats. So if you have an HP rune, try to make sure it has an HP substat that's percentage as well. Obviously, if you guys have a speed rune, you want speed as another substat. That should almost be mandatory on every single speed rune, because at the end of the day, guys, speed is king. Now, crit rate, crit damage, that's where it gets a little fuzzy. As of right now, not a whole lot of us use the crit damage runes because it is a little harder to get to 100% crit rate without using other runes. There are some other little tips, little tricks here and there. You can use Mystic. He gives you an aura boost of crit rate, so that way it's easier to hit that 100% crit rate, so you can actually run crit damage runes. But for the most part, most of us try to get a crit rate rune with extra crit rate. Now you're sitting here, you're probably going, okay, well, you're talking about all these runes. Like, how do I know which one's which spot does it go? How do I know which ones I have? So I actually made this infographic for you guys. So let me pop this up. So you will see here now, let me click off this so you're not distracted. You will see that in the upper left-hand position, you have HP. Upper right-hand position, you have physical attack, magic attack. The right-hand side, you have speed. You have accuracy, resistance, crit rate, crit damage, magic defense, physical defense. Now, these are the slots for your runes. I would say if you're going to prioritize runes, what you want to prioritize is your very first one, you want to prioritize speed. Your very next one, you want to prioritize crit rate, crit damage. Generally speaking, that's going to be your crit rate. And I would say your third one is going to be your HP. I would prioritize those three over everything 99% of the time. If you're questioning, hey, you know, what runes do I need to upgrade? You need to upgrade one of those three. It's what's going to help you the most. It's going to help you push past whatever brick wall you are on. If you are mid game, if you are end game, it's going to really, really help you to really push your account and go that much further just by upgrading those three substats, because those are the most important ones for your Phantom. Now, yeah, accuracy is okay, resistance is okay, but as of right now in the game, they're not really playing that much into the game, so I wouldn't worry so much about them. Don't focus on them. Magical defense, physical defense, those are good to have, mostly for arena, or if you were running certain instances and you notice that you're going up against more physical DPSers, so you want to get, you know, more physical DPS or defense up. Or, for example, if you are also using, say, a magic user or a physical user. So, for example, Goddess Zoe, right? That's who I'm using currently. That was in the current scene here. So if I go out of here, you can kind of see there's Goddess Zoe. Now, her abilities are based upon magic. So for her rune, I should have a magic attack % rune. This is going to kind of jive with every other Phantom out there. Look to see what kit they do. Look to see if they're doing physical or if they're doing magic attack. Match that up. You know, the good old matchy. Substats, not the end of the world. Obviously, yeah, you would really like to see magic substat here instead of a physical substat. Unfortunately, I could not do that, but I didn't want to lose that much speed, and I didn't want to lose the crit damage to kind of swap that out. So, but yeah, guys, I think that's kind of pretty much cover it. This is a very, very basic, very, very general guide on runes and on stats for runes. Now, we will do a better video later on encompassing telling you about each rune. We'll probably do a inventory clear type guide. I'm currently working on the drop rates for the Demon Fortress right now, and my recommendation when farming for runes. I would say right now, guys, if you are mid game or early game, you want to be farming the dragon in the Demon Fortress all day long. Now, if you're getting mid game to end game, you're going to want to start hitting the Demon Wolf, because you're going to want the spines and you're going to want the squall runes, guys. Those are going to be the most beneficial for your count, and they're really going to push you the furthest. So I do hope this helped you just a little bit. Like I said, this is very basic. It's a very, very, very basic start of a series about runes. So take it with a grain of salt. Let me know what you think. I will do more stuff here and there to kind of show you what runes work best, what runes don't, how to filter your runes, and what ones to use as food. Expect those videos to be coming very shortly. We do have 2 new rune sets that are going to be coming out very shortly as well. So that's kind of why I want to kind of gear up and get all this ready for this rune talk. We'll probably get with Chosen as well and see if we can't add, you know, recommended sets with these top tier Phantoms. and really start pumping out some more information to you guys. So until next time, guys, peace.